So this is the Careers in Sports workshop. The purpose of the workshop is to give students an understanding of what the landscape of the sports industry job market is like, types of positions that are available within the industry, how to make the most of your internship, and give them the tools to help find internships in the sports industry. It's important for students to understand the supply and demand of the job market. There are more people who desire to work in the sports industry than there are positions available, and it leads to a unique set of working conditions. In the sports industry, generally there is long hours, low pay, with many internships being unpaid. Again, more people want to work in the sports industry than there are positions available. So employers, sports organizations don't necessarily have to provide those well-paying internships or positions for that matter. Also, you have to be willing to travel in the sports industry. A lot of people move around throughout the country to find positions with different teams, so it's not always one general specific area that you're going to be living and working in. So many many workers end up having to move around a lot if they're looking to climb the ladder within the sports industry. There's also a lot of turnovers in careers in the sports industry. New ownership means new people coming in, so there's a lot of turnover in that respect where a new owner comes in, he's going to want to bring in he or she is going to want to bring in their own people. So these are some of the most common areas that students can work or people can work in the sports industry. The two biggest are the sales and marketing aspect. Marketing is a big aspect because many of the lower level teams need to get fans in the stands, need to market themselves because the quality of play is a little bit less than a professional organization might be. Also, ticket sales. Sports organizations are businesses, so selling tickets is their primary source of revenue. So it's important that students kind of understand the different places they can work. But the most common, the most easiest route would be the sales or marketing aspect of things. So, how can students get started in the sports industry? The first kind of thing is important to consider a variety of different organizations and not lock themselves into one particular one. Everybody wants to work for the Brewers. Everybody wants to work for the Packers, but that's not always going to be the case. So it's important that students early on identify a variety of different organizations they want to work in. Get a good mix of sports, so don't just focus on basketball or football. Branch out, focus on hockey, minor league baseball, those types of things. Don't lock themselves into one thing, and then start small. Everybody wants to work for the Brewers and the Packers right away, but a lot of young professionals get their start at smaller teams like the Green Bay Blizzard, the Timber Rattlers, those small level teams. It's easier for you to start and then work your way up. So once you have kind of some organizations identified, it's important to start researching these organizations. Identify positions within that organization that interest you. What's the size of the organization? Do they hire a lot of people? What are some of their bigger departments? And then what league are they in? And this is going to help you identify other teams you might consider looking to get in with. What league are they in? Who do they play? How big is that league? And what positions do they have in their organization? It's important that you kind of get an understanding of the types of positions that they hire for. Each organization is going to be a little bit different, so you want to get a good mix of get a good understanding of what positions they actually have in their organization. Once you have a good understanding of some of the positions that are available, it's important to research key people within the organization. So who runs the departments that you want to be in? Research their backgrounds, how they got their starts, and then identify possible informational interview candidates. Um, Informational interviews are really is really a great tool to kind of start building that relationship with a sports organization and get a better understanding of how some people within the sports industry got their start. So it helps determine whether the career is right for you. So do you really want to put up with some of the drawbacks of working in the sports industry that I alluded to earlier? Helps you kind of better determine if this is right for you. It's a great opportunity to start networking with a potential employer. And start building that relationship with an organization that you might work for someday. And it provides you with information that may help in an internship search. Those employers, potential people that you interview can give you a better understanding of what they did in their internships, give you a better understanding of what that process was like, and how they found their internships possibly. So it's good to get a better understanding of how some of the people that you wanna be someday got their start. So networking is a big aspect, especially in any industry, but especially in the sports industry itself. Like I said, there's more people that want to work in the sports industry than there are positions available. So networking is a valuable tool that you can use to kind of help land those positions. Internship for like the Cleveland Indians had 1,500 applicants for 6 internships. So that just gives you an understanding of the size and magnitude of how many people actually apply to these internships that you're applying to. So if you know somebody on the inside or know somebody that knows somebody, you can kind of use that connection to kind of help push you along a little bit farther than normally. So it's important to network in different situations by attending events, conferences, sports job fairs that they have. There are some all over the world, all over the country. So those are a great way to start networking within the sports industry and kind of build those relationships with potential employers. So it's good that if you're interested in attending, it's good that if you're interested in attending those. It's a great way to start building those relationships, even if you're not specifically looking for a job at that time. So many people that get their start or work their way up the sports industry kind of career ladder start with an internship, and internships are a great way for you to kind of get your foot in the door and develop skills that are going to help you lead to future positions in the sports industry. So you get the opportunity to learn about the career field from the inside out. Not many students get that opportunity, and then you get to begin to network with professionals. So anytime you're in an internship, you're going to meet people, work with people that are going to move on into different things eventually. So it's good it's a great way to build to begin and to begin to build that network you have, develop your skill set. Like I said, a lot of these sports industry entry-level positions, they're still looking for a select group of candidates who have the skill set that will relate or that will do well in their organization. So internships are a great way to develop the skill set, whether it be ticket sales, marketing. You can kind of get a better understanding of how that works, and then it gives you an opportunity to build your resume. That's key. Related sports experience is going to stand out from an applicant that doesn't necessarily have that related experience. So it's a great way to build that resume and develop some skill sets. So anytime you're in an internship, and especially a sports industry internship, there are kind of some ways that you can kind of separate yourself from other people. Really it all comes down to, going above and beyond a little bit. In any internship, employers always like those internships that are very ambitious and go above and beyond to really build their skills and kind of go do more than is expected from a normal intern. Develop broad skills, so don't just limit yourself to one thing. Be willing to jump on different things. So if you're an intern in this marketing department and you want to kind of dabble a little bit, don't be afraid to ask about possibly branching out and doing a little bit of other things. Improve upon your weaknesses. That's a big thing. We're all going to have weaknesses. What are you doing to improve upon those weaknesses? That's just going to make you a better candidate in the long run. Also, network. Like I said, it's all about who you know. It's a big aspect of the sports industry. Like, large applicant pools for those entry level positions. So if you know somebody who can pass your name along, it's always important to kind of utilize your professional network when you're job searching. So how do I find internships as a student? You've already done that, kind of identifying organizations that you want to work for. So maybe inquire about internships within their organizations, look at their job postings, sports job fairs. There's one at Miller Park annually down in Milwaukee. There are some throughout the country, so research those job fairs, and it's a great way to start building your relationship with a potential sports employer. More locally in the state, in the Northwoods League, which is a minor league college summer league. Those are organizations that hire interns regularly. There are also minor league teams. There are only a few in Wisconsin, but there are more some of the teams that actually hire interns. And the baseball thing is kind of one of the biggest sports that hire interns, and it's a lot easier for students to do an internship over the summer because that's when their season is. So that's always something to consider when you're looking for internships. There are also different professional websites that you can use. So this one website that's available um, is Internships.com, and it kind of breaks down internships by sport. So you can kind of browse around on there, look at different internships that are different sports that you're targeting, and then also types. So if you want ticket sales, sports journalism, marketing, those things, this website is a useful tool that students can use to kind of search out those internships and kind of start to identify some potential things they might want to apply for. So some of the larger organizations like Nike will have internships posted on their website. So that's a great tool to use. Just go on their careers website, and this is kind of a different way that you can search. Some of the larger organizations can kind of give you a better understanding of some different larger companies that hire interns. ESPN is also some of the bigger companies that hire interns for positions that are available. Summer internships. Again, these larger companies, the applicant pools are going to be very large. So it's important that you kind of understand that before you start seeking out these types of internships. But I know some people have some larger aspirations, so it's good to understand that these are available and to start early working on these types of. There are also some other sites out there that but Google is your best friend as a student when you're seeking out those internships, and it's important to be careful. There are some job posting sites out there that actually you actually have to pay to use. So it's important that you understand and kind of do your research on how credible the site is and whether or not it's actually useful and those types of things. So just be careful of those things that are out there. So many of your sports internships are seasonal. So you're not going to be, it's not going to be a year-round commitment. So some students might ask, well, what can I do in the off season to kind of differentiate myself in the applicant pools? One big thing is to look for related work experience. If I'm a hiring manager, I'm hiring somebody to do a marketing, to a marketing position, marketing internship. Um, you understanding or having some marketing background um, is going to help you stand out in the job pool. So it's important that in the off season you kind of look for some more local opportunities that are going to help you differentiate yourself in the eyes of a potential sports employer. Look for those local opportunities where you can develop that skill set that you need and kind of go from there. So one other option or one other kind of thing, kind of aspect of the sports industry is the graduate school option. There are different types of programs out there, MBA, those types of things. And you can get your MBA and some programs actually have you do an internship with different things. So there are some programs out there, some graduate school programs where you're able to develop that experience in the sports industry and also continue your education, get a graduate degree. Colleges and universities hire a lot of also kind of employ those ticket sales, those marketing people, those different aspects of the college program. So that's one thing to consider, those graduate assistantships where you're working for a university in their athletics department and working on your master's degree, which is going to be needed because a lot of universities won't hire employees that don't have master's degrees. So if you're thinking you want to go the college route and work with different athletic departments at universities, that master's degree is going to be an essential component of that. And there are great opportunities out there to get it paid for as a student through these graduate assistantships and those types of things.